one of the great joys of having a turntable is the ability to tweak it, which sometimes for the good, sometimes not for the good. So here I've got my planar one, and I bought myself one of these, and this is an acrylic platter mat. Now I got this second hand, and the chap who sold it to me didn't say what company made it, but given there's no obvious name on it, I can't prove that, so I think it's best to keep it quiet. So the idea is you place the felt mat that comes with your planar 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever with one of these, which I did. And there's several advantages, I think, to this. One, I don't know if this happens to you, but occasionally the static means if I kind of take a record off, the felt mat sometimes comes with it and stuck, and I go to put it away and I find it stuck to the back. Okay. First thing I notice is that this is much thicker than this. Now I reckon this felt mat's about 1 millimetre thick, and this is about 3 millimetres thick. Now, as you can see, it's got a label recess, and it does look great. It's maybe slightly whiter than the plinth here, but you know you couldn't notice it. One thing, however, I did notice was that it may be an idea to change the height of the arm. If you have a record that's even sort of slightly warped, I found, you know, if you put it on, you put the arm to the highest position on the cue if you can, pull it over, turn it on, and there's this kind of occasional as it just scrapes the bottom of the stylus on the record when at the kind of the highest bit of the warp. It seemed to happen on my planar 1, didn't seem to happen so much on my planar on my P324, but then the arm on that's a bit up anyway because I put sort of an extra brace on it. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind. So how does it sound? Well, I listened to a couple of records. So the first thing I listened to was this one. This is John Mayall's Last of the British Blues. So he's actually done quite a few records since then. And so, for example, on the Bear, which is a track, this is a live album that was originally a track from the Laurel Canyon album. It's certainly, you know, I always think that if I could live anywhere in the world at any time, it would be kind of in Laurel Canyon in about sort of 1969, and he was there, and so I did get a chance to meet him once. Yeah, these were his record signing things, and I didn't ask him if it was really as great as it was, and perhaps I should have done, but I digress. Anyway. So I listened to the Bear on this, and overall I thought that the positioning of the instruments was slightly better with the acrylic mat than with the felt mat. I then listened to this album, which is the Quest by Yes, not one of, I think one of their greatest albums, and on the track, let's see which one it is, Music to My Ears, yeah, sort of John Davison's voice at the front, and there's sort of two people behind it, which I presume is maybe Steve Howe and the bassist whose name escapes me at the moment, and I felt I could hear their voices behind John Davison's better with the acrylic mat than with the felt mat. So, having that, I then put it on my P324, and my first thing I listened to was Steely Dan's Greatest Hits, and I felt that the drums punched more on the acrylic mat than on the felt mat. And the final record I listened to was this. This is Huang Chung. When I was a teenager, you know, it's always nice to be, you think you're cool if you find some very sort of unknown band to be a fan of, and this was mine when I was a teenager. Later on, of course, they became Wang Chung because I thought it was easy to pronounce, and I had a hit, so obviously I couldn't. Anyway, didn't have to have the same cachet then. Anyway, on this there's a chap called Hogg. They all, you know, is this in the 80s? They've all got slightly sort of funny names. There's Darwin, Hogg, Nick de Spig, and Jack Hughes. Incidentally, Jack Hughes just did a really good album. Well, maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. Anyway, so I listened to this, and the saxophone on this can be a bit biting, I found, and I thought it was a bit smoother with the acrylic platter than with the felt one. So overall, well, you know, we're talking about hi-fi differences here, so it's not like, you know, a night and day difference, and certainly it's not a bigger difference as I had when I changed the cartridge or when I changed the phono stage. You know, it's you know, maybe fractions of a percent, but overall I did prefer the acrylics, the sound, to the felt on all four. Only slight, but there we go. So I think what I might think about doing is maybe lifting the arm up a bit on this and getting some spacers to change the VTA. But otherwise, you know, I quite like the acrylic mat, so I think I'm going to keep it. I hope that's been of interest to you. What have I got coming up? Oh, I don't know. I think there's maybe some JBL earbuds I've got to do, and I might do the elliptical stylus on the plain R1. So if you just subscribe, otherwise, thanks for watching.